Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll be revising the three most important higher order functions that we have in JavaScript. So I was just revising my JavaScript basics, and I thought to, why not create a video on this? This is an important topic. So the three functions that I'll be talking about is map, filter, and reduce. Let's clear the canvas first, and then we'll start with what map, filter, and reduce actually means. So map, filter, and reduce are higher order functions. Okay, so these are higher order functions, which is nothing but like higher order functions are what? These are functions that take functions as a parameter. Okay, which has a function as a parameter or takes functions as an argument. That would be more apt. Functions as an argument. Okay, so this is what higher order functions are. So that's said and done. This is what the theory part was, and let's start to write the function itself. So let's declare an array first, which will be operating upon. So our array is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's what do we have to do? We have to apply map, right? So we'll have to apply array.map, and then we'll have a utility function, say fn. So since it takes function as an input, you have to define the function first. So let's define it here. So where function is equal to, so let's say map does nothing but it maps over all the element, right? So it will start from 1, it will map through 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, and then any operation that you have to perform to each of the element can be performed using map. So let's say you have to multiply every element by 2, so you return x into 2. If you do this, this is a function, and this function is taken in as an argument by this higher order function map. And when you console.log array, there won't be any change. I'll tell you why, because we did not update the array. So array is equal to array.map. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 got converted to 2, 4, 6, 15. Likewise, if you have to convert into 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, we multiply with 3. Done. So this was map. Let's go to filter now. Filter, for example, filter all the elements that are divisible by 2. So return x mod 2 equal to 0. Right. So this should be working. This should return 2 and 4, and it does return. So I filtered out the element. Now, the interesting part is reduce. Now reduce is easy as well, but it takes 2 arguments and not 1. So it takes 2 arguments, which is accumulator and the number. Okay, let's define this as function itself, and then I'll name this function as utility function. Okay, I'll tell you why, because this is slightly different from the map and the filter one. That was way too simple. So what utility function is function that takes in 2 arguments. The first one is accumulator, and the second one is the number itself, like the element of the array. So element or whatever. Let's name this ACC and num. Okay, and then you have to say return accumulator plus num. Done. But the difference is when you use reduce, you have to specify 2 parameters. Okay, the first of which is the function, which takes in this as the arguments, and the second one is the initial value of accumulator. So what reduce does is it reduces down the entire array to one value, and that value can be defined by this function. Let's say right now we are boiling this down to the sum of numbers present in the array, which is nothing but accumulator plus 1, because each time we traverse through the array, the num will have that particular element, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and accumulator is, say, the sum variable, right? So that's why we have to pass the initial value of accumulator, which is 0 in our case, because we're trying to find out the sum. So initially the accumulator will have 0, then it goes to 1, so accumulator is 1 now. Now the accumulator becomes 2 plus 1, 3, then it becomes 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6, and then 10, and then 15. So if we reduce this down and have this value stored in a new variable const val, and if we console this out, we'll see one value, which is the sum of the elements present in this array. Likewise, if you say have to find the multiplication of all the numbers, which is nothing but 5 factorial in this case, so you do accumulator into num, but now the initial value should be 1 because you're multiplying, right? So now the value is 120, which is nothing but 5 factorial, 1 going to 3 to 5. So that was about the utility functions that we have in JavaScript. Now an easier version of this can be written as like this const. Let's say array is equal to array.map. No, this is the way to understand things, but you don't write it always this way. That's why you write it like this. You take each element and you say multiply it by 2, right? And then if you console.log array, you see exactly what you expected it to show. Likewise, if you use filter, and if you want all the elements greater than 2, for example, x greater than 2, the output will be 3, 4, 5, which is the case. So you don't want these now. You don't want these now, right? So it's like a 3-liner or 1-liner code. Like, so this is the beauty of JavaScript, and that was all for this video. I hope you liked it. Until next time, see you.